Mpanimfoɔ wɔ wɔn kasa bi sɛdeɛ ɔforo dua pa ne yɛde na yɛpia no ɛna ebio nso wɔama ɔyɔnko ntwa nkora wo nso nyɛ de ntwa du. Saa kasa yi ɛnɛ yɛde relate to ɛyɛ yɛ story a yɛba abɛyɛ. Ɛyɛ ɔmampanin John Dramani Mahama akɔpie mu wɔ ɛyɛ China man mu. Ɛwɔ ɛyɛ woman ɛyɛ program bi a ɔmoyɛ ɛwɔ China man mu. Na wo follow POG Media wobɛhu sɛ already no yɛde kan ɛbɛyɛ story bi ɛkyerɛ wo sɛ ɛyɛ China mampanin Xi Jinping ɔno no ɔbɔ mmɔden too ne nsa ɛde yɛde ɛde frɛ ɛyɛ John Dramani Mahama sɛ onya akonya bi ana ɔnyɛ de ɔmbra. Na saa story yi baeɛ na yɛnim sɛ ɛyɛ agodie bi anaasɛ ɛyɛ bosirimka bi nkɔfoɔ bebree kyerɛ wɔn adwene ɛwɔ ho. Nanso ampaniampa na ɛyɛ reality a ɛyɛ dɛ ɛba na the reason why ana mampanin ɛyɛ China mampanin ɛto ne nsa ɛde afrɛ ɛyɛ John Dramani Mahama nyinaa ne sɛ wɔn ho John Dramani Mahama ɛyɛ like wɔn ho ne mmɔdemmɔ ɔba a ɛyɛ anaasɛ ɔbɛtena ɛyɛ akonnwa so ɛyɛ bosome nwɔtwe ne nkron mu ɔhu ne mmɔdemmɔ. So out of the 54 countries in Africa, John Dramani Mahama and president a ɔwɔ China man mu ɛtumi yɛ de single ne out yɛ de ɛka kyerɛ ne sɛ ɔnyɛ de ɔmbra. Na kyerɛ sɛ ano ɔden na yɛnim sɛ ewiase mu kra no mpempren no yɛka most powerful persons in this earth a woyi emu mmiɛnsa a wobɛyi ɛyɛ China president, which is woyi Donald Trump, woyi Putin, na wayi ɔno no ɛyɛ China president ansa na ɔmo aka no ayɛ dɛ aba. Na kyerɛ sɛ na kyerɛ sɛ China president enya saa recognition no ato ne nsa de afrɛ wo deɛ na kyerɛ sɛ ano ɔden. Na wei ɛna ɛyɛ John Dramani Mahama ɔde ɔseɛ ɛyɛ ɔyɔ ɛna through this program no ɔkɔpie mu ɛwɔ ɛyɛ China. Ɔkɔpie mu ɛna yɛgyae kasamu no ɛde ma ɛyɛ John Dramani Mahama sɛ ɔnkasa na papa deɛ wowɔ ɛka bia no fa yɛ de fa to dwa. Ɛhɔ ɛna John Dramani Mahama nso agye dwa agye ɛyɛ kasamu no. Papa kasa yɛ paa yi. One, ɔbɔbɔ ɛyɛ nneɛma a ɔbaa bɛn mu no wayɛ ne titiw ɛfa ɛyɛ mmaa ho. Na point is ɛyɛ ne achievement bi a wayɛ dɛ wayɛ na ɛsɛ w'ani ɛnsa sɛ yɛka kyerɛ ɔkasa no. You could feel the sensation from the anaasɛ the euphoria na ɛwɔ ɛyɛ the room hɔnom no sɛ ampa John Dramani Mahama yɛka ne onyama a papa yi okuta bi ɛna ɔbaa yɛn nso no ndi afe baako nanso wayɛ dɛ wabɔ ne ho mmɔden paa yi. Ɔkasa yɛ ɛde a whole lot of achievement ɛyɛ dɛ ɛto dwa. Ɔkasa wie kra no deɛ ɔde taato a kyerɛ sɛ na kyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ nikasɛm na ɛsan sɛ ɛyɛ mmaa asɛm nti no owie no ɔso ɔgyidie mapa sɛ dako ɛyɛ Ghana man mu ase no ɔbaa ɛbɛyɛ ɛyɛ mampanin. Na yɛayɛ nim sɛ Ghana ha nso no ɔbaa sesia no wabɛn ɛyɛ saa adidie no paa ɛyɛ yɛankasa ɛyɛ yɛ current ɛyɛ vice president Jane Nana Opoku ɛyɛ agyeman to say ɔno ɛna ɛyɛ the second lady of this country. Na ɔka saa asɛm wei no ebi already meanings ebi sɛ ɔyɛ campaign de ama no ɛwɔ China, obi so say kyerɛ sɛ wa-announce anaasɛ wa-endorse ɛyɛ ne successor a wɔn firi hɔ nom a wɔde ne yɛ de wɔde ne ba kyerɛ sɛ bebree na nkɔfoɔ already meaning nanso ɛgya the ball is in your court wɔn a wɔnim meanings a wobɛyɛ de wobɛredi na ɔde ama no. POG Media yɛntumi ɛnyɛ de ɛntena saa asɛm wei so mpanimfoɔ saa kɔɔma asɛm bi ka akom yɛgye no kwaku ɛyɛ de ɛnum tie nkɔnkotie ɛyɛ ɔmampanin John Dramani Mahama abra a wɔde nsɛm dodoɔ no ayɛ de ɛto dwa abra ɔkɔpie mu ɛwɔ China ɛyɛ mɛmo. But wɔn subscribe ya subscribe like to dwumadie no share na ma afoforɔ ɛnso ɛnsa nka bi. Kindly click on the notification bell no so sɛ ne bɛyɛ de any news bi ato platform no so nso a wɔn nso wɔhunu deɛ ɛkɔ ɛne deɛ ɛba. Yɛnkɔ na yɛnkɔnkotie ɛyɛ ɔmampanin deɛ ɔwɔka ɛde kyerɛ China man ɛne Ghana man. Yɛnkɔ na yɛnkɔnkotie.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, President Xi Jinping of the People's Republic of China, Madam Ping, my colleague, presidents and heads of state, excellencies. I wish to extend to you warm greetings from the government and people of Ghana as we gather here for this important global leaders meeting on gender equality and women's empowerment. This meeting presents an invaluable opportunity for us to reaffirm our shared commitment to advancing the rights of women and girls worldwide and to assess the progress that we have made under the Beijing Declaration and the Platform for Action. 30 years on, the promise of Beijing still endures, but it calls for a renewed urgency and purpose. The Beijing Declaration was never just a statement of intent. It was a moral covenant. It was a recognition that no nation can truly progress if half of its population is left behind. And yet, as we review its implementation, persistent gaps and structural barriers continue to slow our collective march towards equality. We must therefore act with even greater resolve and innovation. Mr. President, my country, Ghana, remains steadfast in its pursuit of gender equality and the empowerment of our women. Under my leadership and in my capacity as the African Union champion for gender and women's empowerment, the government of Ghana has continued to take decisive steps to mainstream gender across our national development policies. We've achieved historic milestones, including the election of Ghana's first female vice president and the unprecedented appointment of women to leadership positions in government, the judiciary, the security services, and key national institutions. These are not just symbolic gestures, deliberate affirmation that women deserve a seat at the table of the highest levels of decision-making. And I am confident that in the very near future, our women will break the glass ceiling and there will be a woman president of the Republic of Ghana. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, we've achieved gender parity in school enrollment. Girls are going to school and staying in school. Our commitment is further demonstrated by the robust institutional reforms and legal frameworks that are designed to protect the rights of our women and girls. We've strengthened critical agencies, including the Ministry of Gender, Children, and Social Protection, the Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit of the Ghana Police Service, the Domestic Violence Secretariat, and the Specialized Domestic Violence Courts. Sustained budgetary allocations have improved their capacity to deliver justice, protection, and social support to survivors of gender-based violence. We've also expanded many social intervention programs that directly benefit women and girls. And among these are the Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty program. And as part of this policy, we target female-headed households. The Ghana School Feeding Program, which sources food locally and improves nutrition and school retention, especially for girls. A policy that reserves 50% of microfinance and small-scale loans funding for women entrepreneurs. Nationwide distribution of sanitary pads for schoolgirls to address their menstrual health and also prevent absenteeism from school. Free tertiary education for persons with disability, especially women, and the no academic fee stress policy for first-year tertiary students. The Ghana Medical Care Trust Fund, which is soon to start, will also ensure equitable access to treatment for non-communicable diseases, especially amongst vulnerable groups. Mr. President, these interventions are anchored in a strong legal and policy framework, and we have enacted and revised a suite of key instruments, including 1, the revised National Gender Policy, 2, the Ghana National Social Protection Act, 3, the Domestic Violence Act, 4, the Human Trafficking Act, and 5, Justice for Children Policy. And also recently, Ghana's Affirmative Action Act mandates a minimum of 30% female representation in public appointments by the end of 2026, 35% by the end of 2028 and increasing to 50% of public appointments for women by the year 2030. To further empower women economically, Ghana is establishing a Women's Development Bank to provide low-interest loans, financial literacy, training, and business development support to our women entrepreneurs. This initiative is designed to advance financial inclusion and expand opportunities for women across all sectors of our economy. Mr. President, the global order is changing rapidly, and it threatens to reverse the gains made by the Millennium Development Goals and the ongoing Sustainable Development Goals. The global multilateral order and our rules-based trading systems are being jettisoned and are giving way to more unilateral actions by some global players. In this unpredictable environment, we need to focus on safeguarding the gains made by our women and other vulnerable groups since the Beijing conference 30 years ago. The African woman is particularly vulnerable, and I wish to use this platform to call on my colleague African leaders to focus on the welfare and empowerment of African women. Mr. President, gender equality is not just a matter of justice, it is a driver of sustainable development. When women thrive, families prosper, communities are stronger, and nations progress. Our experience in Ghana confirms that investing in women yields measurable dividends in terms of productivity, innovation, and social cohesion. And so as we look to Beijing plus 30, I call on all governments and partners to move beyond platitudes and commit towards transformative action. Let us ensure that this milestone becomes a turning point, one that accelerates the realization of gender equality and women's empowerment all over the world. Together we can make the next decade one of bold progress and shared prosperity for women and girls worldwide. I appreciate your kind attention.
Yo gusua oti eye ensem no edema fam yenu ena yede ebro no subscribe to you media no share them out for friends when san can be kindly click on the notification bell no so send be any news be to platform no so I won so well no the echo and the eba me aminim se uti ni nyina no say why din why calm because yes John Dramani Mahama srimu si janta o kasa na ba bia ahoto aide aba yankom na yankom kwaje ofamienu no ensema oka edito aso ye ba the aka na ba besumu
some extra research and all of that. And but before we go, guys, what do you make of the conversation so far? Let me start with Godfrey.
Yeah, I think like you made mention of it. I mean, divergent views. Yeah. You know, they all know what you're talking about. Some referring to our current situation of economic gains not starting today, but probably has a precedent, something that has been built on. Others believe that in the interim, the economy that we inherited was very bad. The president said it, the finance minister, I mean, keeps repeating it anytime he gets opportunity. And so it's as a result of prudent management of the economy that has brought us this far. If I mean Moody's is upgrading I mean the economy, it means that yes, something different has been done. It also shows that the current handlers of the economy are not sleeping. Understand? Even though we are under IMF, but of course we are doing something. Today, as I speak to you, the dollar, the CD is gaining, and we know what is going on. We also how it started, I mean, dropping some few weeks ago, and now it is bouncing back. It means that yes, the technical handlers or those handling our economy is at work, and they are doing well. So yes, great delivery from all the experts. We need to, one thing that Dr. Donver said, that we need to guide the president. He also made mention of the bringing back of the suspended Fiscal Consolidation Act to actually ensure that the president spends within stipulated budgetary allocation for it. And there's a report Bank of Ghana is saying that we are even underspending so far, and so I think that we are doing so well. And if we keep going like this, our economy will see the brighter side of it.
Okay, Randy.
I mean, to conclude, I think that yes, divergent views, as you rightly say. But again, Karen, we're in this country where at a point in time our economy was in the junk status. If today we have gotten an upgrade, of course, it means we are doing something good. And of course, there should be some sort of appreciation to the people who are managing the economy. At a point in time, inflation rose all the way to over 50%. And now we are in single digits after how many years? 2 or 3 years. It means that the people who are managing the economy now are doing something great. So if Martin describes them as doing something great, I mean, I don't see how a political coloration will be added to it. Yes, I agree that we don't. I mean, we shouldn't be seen as always praising or singing the praises of the politician. And I agree with Dr. Donfe to a large extent that he is projecting into 2027 when some of these things begin to stare at us. But as it stands now, currently, what a Ghanaian wants to see is what we are feeling. But bottom line, does that reflect in your pocket when you go to the market? Are you able to purchase goods and services at moderate prices? How much is your take home taking you home? Do you understand? Is your take home taking you home? These are the basic things that Ghanaians are asking for, and I feel it's just on a reset path. We came from somewhere, and most definitely it's not going to be easy in 3 months, in 6 months, in 10 years, in 10 months or 1 year. Of course, there are other facets of the economy that needs to be worked on. We only just hope that, and he mentioned it, Dr. Donfe mentioned it, that we need to keep government on their toes and ensure that the right thing is done. Prudent spending is the way out, and I think that's what we need to pray the government abides with.
Awesome. Prudent spending is the way out, and that's what we need to praise the government for. Of course, unfortunately, our time is already up, but before we go, we are going to bring you, in fact, as we are going, we are bringing you the speech of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in Beijing, China, and so take a look of that. And of course, congratulations to all who were called to the bar last week. Go out there and serve your nation, deliver justice. So that's how we draw, the curtains for the show today. My name is Eura Adams Crime, and big thank you to the team for making this happen. We'll catch you again same time tomorrow. It's bye for now.
Aha, any idea some no ABC and the amount subscribe like it to you medium share them out for friends and can be kindly click on the notification bell no send be ya the any news be to platform so I won't so one the aircom and the air but POG Media Ghana be fan into my perfra Ghana because so nina ejina me no me so modern boy bebo anyhow I want to be smitty na debi if in case of any decision be no education idea bremo so also bit imagine so now they are taking a good decision to favor a mother Ghana. Makram.